What's good? We're here live, Inspired TV, with Nathan Inspired the World Thomas, and today we have a guest, Travis, international coach and first-time author, Travis McCray. Thank you for coming to the show today, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So here we have Travis McCray, one of my best friends. I've known this brother for 2 or 3 years now, since first coming to Tampa, Florida, and have really had an opportunity to become brothers. And the Bible talks about how brothers born for adversity. And you can look at your life. I mean, any of us can look at our lives that's watching this tune right now and see how adversity has struck us in one way or another, but it's given us an opportunity to really take a look and see how we can overcome that adversity as opposed to just adversity coming against us. So today, Travis, what do you feel are some things that have helped you become the man that you are today, Travis?
I believe adversity itself has taught me mental toughness and how to look at things and how to change my perspective to keep my momentum even when I'm faced with those things where it will cause a dark cloud for the majority. So I would say, man, when I lost everything, that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. I didn't grow weary. It only inspired me to chase after it even more.
Thank you. That's a great answer. So with you overcoming those things and with you having the opportunity to look back and reflect and say, okay, I've overcame these things and I'm not going to allow it to hold me back. Would you say that's what helped shape and mold you to be the man you are today?
I definitely think that has a lot to do with it, but it also had allowed me time to reflect on several other things that I've encountered in my past. And that I bought them for it as well. I've been battling my entire life. And one thing I learned about when I was down is that mental toughness is a gift from above. And God definitely gave me that, to be able to use and to help people fight, whether that's mentally, physically, spiritually, socially, and emotionally,
Absolutely. And obviously you've been able to fight. So you overcome quite a bit. You're a first-time author. Of course, you're an international trainer. You have some great training tips and training myself as well and other professional athletes. But for those that are out there watching, who is Travis McCray? Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where did you come from and how did you get where you are right now?
Man, I'm not defined by any degrees that I have. Who I am is I'm a guy from a very poverty-stricken community known as Sulphur Springs. Mm-hmm. And single parent household, a guy who's ambitious, someone who grew very weary of close friends and family members who died of health issues, some mental issues, and even suicide, which is near and dear to my heart. Had several family members and close friends that I've even played sports with had taken their lives themselves. So in my weariness, it inspired me. It inspired me to do something about it, and when most people get weary, they get discouraged. They fold up their tent, they pack their bags, and they call it a day. Some even call it a lifetime. But it was just beginning to me. It's like, hey, I'm here. I'm here now, and it inspired me. I didn't let it do what it always do to most people. I wasn't going to be predictable for it, but I was going to change the game up and throw it off course with the way I responded.
Well, I like that, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. And you didn't allow your circumstances to hinder you to get to where you are right now. And obviously you're doing a lot of things in the community. I've noticed, follow you on Facebook with your relevant fitness. That's something you've been pushing as well. Tell us a little bit about the training that you do.
Man, I started training when I was 18 years old. For those who don't know, I had a problem passing the FCAT reading, and that alone kept me from getting into a major school. I was, very talented, so I had to take the long route to go to junior college, and then getting injured, unfortunately, and had to go to a Division II college. And I didn't, quite make it to the NFL. I had a workout, but it didn't quite work out as that. But like I said, I started at 18, and I waited 3 years to go to college. So I ended up going, at the age of 21. And in that time, I went back to my high school and was training athletes and just giving them what I knew, you know. And it went dormant for a while, and then after I didn't make it in professional football, I picked it back up again as a way to cope with not playing sports, you know, whether it was football or track, because I feel like, you know, that's what I was really gifted at, you know, running and tackling people. And that's when I came up with Relevant Fitness, because I wanted I know it's an unorthodox name, but it's all about philosophy and education, to teaching people what is going on within the body from a physiological standpoint. So Relevant Fitness is not so much of exercising, it's educating.
Absolutely, I definitely appreciate you sharing that. So relevant fitness, obviously, for something to be relevant, meaning that it's right here, it's right now, it has validity, and obviously something being relevant, your life in general, definitely bringing validity to where we are right now. And speaking of bringing validity and being relevant, you do have a book out, Craig, first-time author. Tell me a little bit about this book. Here we have Redemption, mental and physiological recovery by you. What inspired you to write this book?
Man, I tell you what, when I was at a low point in my life, I was sleeping on a good friend's floor, and like I said, I was weary, but I wanted to do something about it. And even in the midst of, you know, my downtime, you know, my black cloud, my black days, I was thinking about other people. You know, I was hurting emotionally and I was hurting mentally as well. But really, what really inspired me to write that book was a combination of my mom having 3 strokes back to back to back months, as well as me trying to overcome, you know, moderate depression myself. And because I had, you know, I was working in a mental health organization as well, and I was dealing with other people who had dealt with other traumatic incidents in their life, and it transpired to them having, you know, schizophrenia, multiple recurring disorders, you know, there's 2 or 3 at one particular time, and, you know, several of the consumers that I used to counsel at the time, and I was sleeping on the floor, and I'm giving self-sufficient advice, and I was on somebody's floor and not being self-sufficient. So it allowed me to write myself, you know, and working with people in the mental health organization also was teaching me at the same time. So that's what really inspired me to write the book, because I wanted to open people's eyes what was going on from a pharmaceutical standpoint, as well as what's going on from an internal standpoint.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, I'm definitely glad that you're able to touch on that. Obviously, when it comes to redemption and mental and physiological recovery, you know, there's a lot of different things that come into play. So from international, you know, trainer to now author, what do you feel is next for you?
Man, I'm definitely trying to get this copy of the Redemption into everyone's home, because I believe there's more pain mentally and emotionally than there is physically.
Okay.
There's pain behind a smile. There's pain behind laughter. There's pain behind people who dress really well. There's pain behind someone with a large bank account. There's pain behind someone who lives in a big house. There's pain behind someone nice car. You know, the person behind the steering wheel. There's pain behind, you know, a nice dress. There's pain behind a wedding ring. Whatever it is, it's a symbolization of a lot of things.
Got you. Well, I definitely appreciate you sharing that. So, to all the people that are at home right now, that are listening in or are watching, what do you think you want to leave behind? What, for example, maybe somebody doesn't know what to do with their own life. What would you say to that person? That's like, okay, I'm not an author, or maybe I'm not a trainer. Like, what if they're looking right now and they're like, you know, Travis, like, what can I do with my life? What would you say to that person that's watching you right now?
Man, you know, that's funny that you say that. You know, and I kind of been waiting my whole life to tell someone this. And redemption to me was from the day that I was born. You know, born into a bad situation, and the only thing we can do about it is fight. You know, we have to fight the fight. We have to fight the good fight. We have to develop some mental toughness. We have to understand that if we die off, and if we die mentally, if we die emotionally, if we die spiritually, if we die socially, if we die emotionally, then everybody that we're supposed to help as well die off as well too, because I believe everyone has a purpose in this life, which means everybody is responsible to a certain fraction of people in this world. As great as a speaker and pastor, T.D. Jakes says he can't reach everyone in this particular world. And it's currently 8.1 billion people in this world. Everybody's responsible for their fraction. So that means as good of a speaker he is, that person may turn him away because he can't relate to them, and they cannot relate to him. And those people might just be hanging on a cliff mentally, waiting on me to get there, but I gave up.
Okay, I got you. So pretty much to keep going. So for all those out there that are watching this, like you mentioned, keep going, don't give up, overcome that adversity, keep fighting. These are some all things that we can take and learn from today's story and from today's time with Travis McCray. So whatever you may be going through, it, hopefully you were inspired. Remember that your life is God's platform to the world. So live it out loud, live proud, give it your all, and create something that's going to be greater than you. Create something that'll be left behind even after you're gone. So when you leave, don't let what's in you die with you. I love you. This is Nathan Thomas, Inspire the World, and you've tuned in live. Thank you.